brought to my attention late last night by a fellow streamer. And I need to talk about this. It's to the point where I need to talk about this in a video. Like, I'm recording this specifically because I need to get this out there. Because this is horrific. This is terrifying. What I saw. I was a changed man after what I went through here. So there's a number of resources for building your Genshin characters, looking for builds, guides, and all that jazz. Reviews even. And if you Google any character and say, I'm looking for a Dehya build, you're probably going to see game width, and you're probably going to see game 8 near the top of those lists, right? Almost 9 times out of 10. And usually, it's a reasonable resource to get you started. Right? Kaching mains, that's another one that you're going to see a lot of, but I feel like Kaching mains is a different beast altogether. Maybe we'll talk about Kaching mains someday. But I'm the resident Dehya guy. I love Dehya. I am a dedicated Dehya main. I've put so much into my Dehya to make her, like, and show how strong she could actually be. Like, she is super good. She is really strong in a lot of scenarios. And let me tell you, if you use the Game 8 guide to build your Dehya, well, let's just say the reason that most people think Dehya's bad, it might stem from here. It's pretty horrific. Let's get into it. So, how many of you used like Game 8 before? Have you used anyone here used this website before? It's a very popular one, and I'm not calling anyone out here, by the way. This is not like a call-out post. This is mostly in jest and fun, but like, holy shit. Dehya's strengths. One of the highest base HP characters in the game. This is true. Provides strong interruption resistance, which is very powerful. It's a very good thing to have. Provides consistent off-field pyro damage that can be repositioned, which is extremely valuable, actually. That's not something a lot of characters can do. It's actually really nice. It's actually a really large area, too, which helps, too. Dehya's weaknesses. Below average damage without buffs. Okay, let's address that. How many characters have particularly good damage without buffs? Like, if you're not buffing your characters in any meaningful way, whether it's, like, setting up for reactions, or a Bennett buff, or anything like that, like, you're like, why wouldn't you have that? Or, like, a resistance shred, even. Like, almost every character, every DPS character in the game is, like... Isn't that, like, nearly all characters? Yeah, like, there's so few characters that go buffless. There's a couple that do, and they do really good. But, like, they're few and far between. Yeah, actually, he's a great example. Funny enough, that's the Hydro Man. I'm assuming you mean Nervalette, the living pressure washer. But yeah, he's a good example. Let's see. Longer fights reduce her solar support utility, making it a requirement to run a healer. Should probably run a healer anyway. She does limit it. He does make it so you don't need one as much. But if that's your gauge for a character, that's questionable. It's like, well, yeah, of course you're probably going to want a healer, right? Like, what do you mean? High elemental burst cost? Yeah, that's fair. That's actually very fair. Her energy generation is not the best. Like, it's fine, but yeah, her cost is high. Like, that's not negotiable. That's actually true. And below average particle generation. Like, again, it's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Like, it can get you by, but you need to get some ER on her to compensate. This is where things get fucky, though, and I don't use that word lightly. Let's look at this team comp. So this is the Dehya sub-DPS build. What the hell is this? What the hell is that? Let's zoom in on that, actually. Fav Greatsword? Fav Greatsword. You're a sub-DPS. Why in God's name are you running Fav Greatsword on her? Yeah, I get it. You like the ER, so you can generate some particles for your party and for her, which is fine. That's good. But you don't need the ER anymore. Like, straight up, you just don't need the ER anymore, really, at that point. If you're just sub-DPS, you're not bursting. A shield or healer can help you for the whole fight. If she needs a healer too, she needs to be stronger in other roles. I guess, but she's not a shielder. She just, she is an off-field DPS slash main DPS, depending on how you build her. That also comes with a damage reduction tool. A very good damage reduction tool. 50% damage reduction is really good. But that aside, the weapon lineup here is so strange. So Favgrade Sword, I think, as a sub-DPS is a very, very weird choice. Because, like, it doesn't help her damage. All it really does is just turns her into a weird battery. But, like, why would you run her as just a battery if you want her as an off-field character? Very strange. Then we have the replacement weapons. Male Flower, actually quite good. I actually think Male Flower is a good weapon on her. I absolutely think Male Flower is an excellent weapon on her. The Makira Aquamarine, that's the EM Claymore. The Sumu EM Claymore. The one that's off the weapon banner. I think it's okay. It's not my first pick, but, like, if you're doing Burgeon, it's fine. It's the best free-to-play friendly weapon. She has a signature. Yeah, they don't even include the signature here. Which, the signature, as a sub-DPS, is actually still very good. Then Earthshaker, which, again, Earthshaker, kind of specific, but not bad at all. Again, like, but, like, the fact that the best weapon they consider is Greatsword, like, no wonder they're gonna say your damage is below average. You're running a weapon that literally nerfs, like, does nothing for her damage. Crazy word. And then, let's the elephant in the room. Scroll Cinder City. So, the thing with Cinder City is that it is an exceptionally good artifact set on Natlan supports. On a non-Natlan support, I believe it's 12%. I could be mistaken, but I believe it is 12% damage increase, right? You do get I believe you still get the energy back, which is fine. But, again, if you're doing sub-DPS, you're probably not bursting very often. Which means the extra energy is sort of, like, moot. Like, when you don't really need it. Yeah, it's only 12%. So, 12% damage buff for your party. It's fine. Like, it's not the worst. But, like, why would you put that as your first thing? Yeah, but, like, why would you, like, prioritize it, though? Like, I would never say this is her best set. Because this isn't saying that... I'm not saying that Cinder City, even without the Natlan buff, is terrible. Because it's not. 12% damage buff for the whole party is not bad. It's significantly worse than if you were Natlan. Like, it's significantly worse if you're not an Natlan character. Like, I'd much rather have this on an Natlan character for obvious reasons. But to say it's her best as a sub-DPS... What? So other things would be better. Absolutely! Like, if you just want to be a support, throw Tenacity on her. Tenacity is a consistent buff that she can give to the whole party that she can maintain relatively well. And it also synergizes in giving her HP back. Like, it gives an HP buff, which is, like, really, really good. Like, it's everything she wants. Is it my favorite way of building her? No, I like doing her as more of a damage dealer. But, like, as just a support, that makes sense. Like, just run that on her. Or Noblesse, even, if you want to, like, weave in bursts really badly. If you are, like, so dead set on, like, throwing out some punches every so often, just put Noblesse on her then. Like, geez, anything. Never like Game 8's advice. Well, again, I'm not calling them out, right? Like, they have good content here, honestly. The Game 8 has a lot of helpful stuff, but this, like, even the other character builds are usually much better than this. This is, like, their worst one I've ever seen. This is horrendously bad, in my opinion. Then the actual main stats, HP for, like, sub-DPS, it's fine. I usually say, like, this is okay. EM makes more sense if you're doing Burgeon. If you're specifically going for Burgeon, which is a real build for her, which usually runs one of these two weapons, Mailed Flower or the Aquamarine, then stacking EM makes more sense. I'll call them out, you do that. Or maybe don't call them out. Let's not do that. But yeah, if you're doing Burgeon, EM makes a lot more sense. But if we look at the sample teams, neither one of them are Burgeon! Neither of these are Burgeon! And then crit rate's fine. And crit rate makes more sense if you're doing this Fav thing, but why are you running Fav? And in both of the team comps that they show here, you don't need Fav! You wouldn't really want Fav on it because, yeah, sure, Furina needs, like, energy and stuff, but, like, Seedrin is there to help Battery. Kazuha can help Battery in some cases, depending on what you're building him as. And this Overload team has friggin' Shogun in it! Why would you use Fav Sword? Why is Fav Sword here? I don't get it! It protects speech for now, I'll be fine. Good. Again, we're not trying to, like, be mean here. This is horrific. I think that I have Dehya on crit damage, fire damage, and HP on Barakushas. Yeah, which is more of, like, a DPS-oriented build. But wait, there's more, chat. So, the teams here... This team's actually good, by the way. The Overload team. I love this team. But she's not a support in this team, realistically. She's gonna burst in this team a lot because you have downtime. Because your cooldowns are pretty long, so you actually have the time to burst. Which means you wouldn't do this build. You wouldn't want Fav Greatsword. You probably wouldn't want these two. You might take Mailed Flower. Like you're probably taking Earthshaker if anything, or God forbid anything else. And then I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Like, we're not trying to be mean, but this is horrific. I'm sorry, it is! Although not considered an Atlan character, Dehya's off-field application, coupled with the with excess elemental mastery, allows her to consistently trigger 4-piece Scroll of Cinders effect to good effect. But there's so many other options! It's not... Let's talk about the main DPS build. Okay, I'm fine. Alright, so Beacon makes sense. Beacon is, like, obviously one of her better weapons. I actually wouldn't say it's her best now at this point. A hyper team? I'm assuming... So, Bacon of the Red Sea, obviously, is, like, one of her best weapons. I would actually put, maybe not necessarily above Beacon. It kind of depends on the team comp. But, I would put, Mavuika's weapon in here. Actually, Mavuika's weapon absolutely belongs in here, by the way. Editor, got that Dehya build? Yep, please review. No thanks. No one's gonna give an F about Dehya anyway. Feels like it. So, other than that, like, the weapons here are fine, though. Wolf's Gravestone makes sense. Red Horn is a little strange. Because, like, Red Horn has problems. Because it's just a stat stick, and if you're going the stat stick route, there's better stat sticks. Like, straight up, there's just better stat sticks. Like Mavuika's weapon. I put Mavuika's weapon here instead of Red Horn. And then Serpent's Mine makes sense. Serpent's Mine actually makes more sense than you might expect. And Earthshaker, again, just fine. And then there's this atrocity. Alright. Let's talk about Marechaussee Hunter. Marechaussee Hunter is one of the easiest sets to work with. It's really good. It's a little overrated, though. Because if you have options to a set that's very core to a character, that is very designed to them, and buffs all of the elements of their kit, that set is going to be eventually better. It may not be better at the beginning, because like I said, Marechaussee is super easy to work with, and I generally recommend it for starting out with a character. In a lot of cases. Not all cases, but a lot of cases. Like, you can put it on anyone, almost, with Furina, but, like, I don't recommend that, personally. I think it's way too cheesy. Because, yeah, you're really beholden to Furina. Dehya can almost get away with it, but you need to be taking damage. If you're not taking damage regularly, you're gonna have some issues. Which, purposely caking hits can be a bit awkward, depending on the enemy lineup, like what you're fighting. So, that has its own set of issues. But, like, no mention, for DPS Dehya, no mention of Varakusha, no mention of Emblem. Like, shit, man. Like, God, put Emblem in here at least. Like, Emblem Burst Dehya is really good. Varakusha's Dehya is friggin' awesome. God damn. It's very odd. Why isn't mass weapon not listed? I know, because it's clearly been updated. Like, they've actually updated this to, like, later sets. It has beacon. Or, sorry, it has beacon. What am I saying? Sorry, it has, it includes Cinder City, so it's been updated since. We know it's been at least updated since Cinder City came out, but you make a good point. Let's see when the actual article was updated. It probably says at the top. July 17th, 2025. 2 weeks ago. From this day of this stream, 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'd say that Mavlika's weapon would have had time to be put in here. Yeah, it's overrepresented. So let's talk about the main stats. The fact that HP or ER is not recommended in any capacity is a bit concerning. Because if you're doing main DPS, you gotta get your burst up. You gotta get your burst up consistently. And attack percent is like, I only recommend if you're C0, which this is probably treating her as a C0. So that's fine. That is fine. They're trolling? They might be. But this is fine if you're C0. I think once you're past C1, like once you're into C1 and beyond, HP starts looking a little better. HP looks a little bit better. EM is fine. Not with the team comps they're recommending, mind you. I actually think EM makes literally no sense. Well, it makes... No, it doesn't make sense. I don't like it. But I'd put HP percent in here. Even if it's not talking about cons, I'd still want it to be represented because it is worth noting. Also, the fact, it's criminal, by the way, that there's no mention of portable power saw on either build. No mention of portable power saw is absolutely criminal. Yeah, C1 gives her the additional HP scaling. And pyro damage, yeah. Crit rate, crit damage, so these is fine, but this is just weird. They have the same sample teams too, Overload and Hypercarry. And I don't know what Dehya's hyper-carrying with this setup, but it ain't my Dehya, I'll tell you that much right now. And again, Overload, you don't run EM in Overload, you just don't. But it's the same teams! There's no difference! Does it at least... Okay, it at least mentions that you need ER in your substats. Thank God for that. It puts HP really low, which I find very strange, because HP is a good stat on her. I'd take the Bell. Yeah, seriously, I'd put the Bell in some of these cases. I'd probably put the Bell in the support build more than the DPS build, but that's neither here nor there. Like, there's other options here. When played as a main DPS, look to give her enough ER to burst off cooldown to take a good bulk of her damage. I agree, but yet you don't even mention that you can run an ER Sans and feel pretty good about it. Rerun an ER Sans on my Dehya, and it actually works really well. Because you can get your damage in other places. It's a worthwhile endeavor. Also, due to her HP draining mechanics, she's best paired with a healer that can benefit from 4-piece Marechaussee Hunter. Okay, Dehya can heal. If she is the DPS dealer, Dehya can heal herself. So she almost doesn't need the help. And her HP draining mechanic, I don't know if they're misunderstanding here or they're just misrepresenting it. It's based on when your teammates take damage. Like, you're not just dying constantly. That's not how her HP draining mechanic works. You have to take hits. If you're taking hits, then you're losing health. So, yeah. Hashtag not my Dehya. Agreed. Talent priority, this is totally fine. Skill is used in both builds. Burst is really only used in the DPS build. And, well, you only level up the normal attack if you're me, or if you're, like, the biggest Dehya simp of all time. Who is also me. But that's neither here nor there. Best artifact. Ooh, this is... it's not. Having 12% damage bonus is not... elemental damage bonus is pretty small potatoes when compared to the other option. It doesn't even have tenacity. It doesn't even mention tenacity. Why? Tenacity's very good on her. Oh my god. Where's tenacity? Tenacity of the Millilith, 20% HP, 20% attack to the whole party as long as you're doing some off-field shenanigans. Like, where is it? How is 12% elemental damage bonus better than literally any of this? Oh, I take this over this. And I hate Marchase. I don't actually hate Marchase. I just don't. I don't like that every character in the game gets recommended this build and everybody does it. It annoys me. The author is a Natlan shield. Oh my god, you're so right. It's the lack of shield, maybe, but you can just run a shield if you really want one. Or, God forbid, put the bell on her! If you really want a shield that badly, put the bell on her. Alright, let's look at the weapons. Do they have an explanation? They don't even have an explanation on why you should run Faf Greatsword. I think there's like one earlier up that I actually did read, mentioning that you could just use her as a battery, but I'm like, that's a really shitty battery. That's a lame battery. You give up so much when you do this. And Wolf's Gravestone actually is quite good, just as like a good base attack stick. It's fine. And Beacon is like the sauce, obviously. The only thing with Beacon is that you just want to be aware of this last line. You really want that 32% HP if you can get it, so you just have to avoid shields. If you're using Beacon, obviously. Oh dear, I made my opinion on my Hunter set, and I got the most horrendous comments I have. Oh, I'm sure lots of people are going to get mad at me that I don't love Marchase Hunter. I think Marchase Hunter has a home on a number of characters. That is excellent, it gets full value. I think it's incredible on, like, obviously the Fontaine characters who can run it on their own. I actually like it on a couple of on a couple of characters that pair with Furina. Like, I actually think it's really good on Noelle. I prefer the Geo set, but I think it's good on Noelle when paired with Furina. Like, characters that can both take advantage of the HP mechanic here and the normal and charge attack bonus, I think make a lot of sense. I think if you're only taking advantage of this, well, it's kind of just a worse version of the Cryo Freeze set, no? It's just worse Blizzard Strayer. It's easier to proc than Blizzard Strayer, definitely, but, like, from a number perspective, it's just worse. So, I don't know. I don't love this. I don't love it on her at all. Like, that does not make sense to me. The weapons make sense to me. Best free-to-play options. Yeah, Earthshaker's really good. Earthshaker's super solid. Both for DPS and for just off-field support. This is a good weapon. Highly recommend this thing, actually. I like it. And then, this is interesting. This isn't, like, recommended literally anywhere else. Like, no other one of the builds recommended this thing, which I'm kind of surprised, actually. Increases skill damage by 6% after skill hits an opponent. Okay, you lose 3 energy, but generate 3 energy over the next 6 seconds. Like, this is solid. This is a fine weapon. I'd put this on her over Fav. It's got a higher base attack, still has ER on it, but it also increases your skill damage. Yeah. Yeah, I'd just put this on her instead of Fav. God. What a weird thing that this isn't, like, included anywhere else. And then it has, like, a whole mess of a list of stuff. And honestly, I don't think any of these are particularly bad. Like Beacon, Stone Thresher. Stone Thresher's so strange. I don't think this is right. It's just a stat stick. I mean, Wolf's Gravestone theoretically is just a stat stick. It just gives a lot of stat in all the right places. There's people with favoritism about sets are good and I can build it from idea. Generally don't think so. Maybe. Skyward Pride, that's a good one. I actually like Skyward Pride on her. Serpent Spine, Akumaru makes sense. Sea Lord's cool. Pain Slasher makes sense, even. Talking Stick, maybe. The Overlord's Magic Sword, again, another one I'm surprised didn't get mentioned. This one's really good. It's super good. And then, yeah, we get into the Pyro DPS Enabler, which I think this is, like, all fine, but I don't know what to make of this. I'm like, seeing so many weird things, and yeah, I like Burning Teams. Burning Teams are good. Hey look, I actually run something very similar to this. Just basically switch out the Nahida for Emily and grab the team. Or the Kazuha with Emily. And, like, that's the squad. I do this team. This is Burn Melt. I like Burn Melt. Again, I'm surprised that they're not doing more to mention this stuff. See, the teams at the bottom here, a lot of these make some sense. Like, she's a great pairing with Nuvi. She's a great pairing with Utao. Like, why aren't we talking about these ones? Very, very weird. Let me get into the Burgeon stuff. Yeah, and then free-to-play Dehya, which, yeah, this is a good team. But, like, it's just not being mentioned. It's super weird. Then we got Game With. This is another one that's, like, really popular, but I don't know if this one's as bad. I didn't have to take as much of a look at this one. But let's go ahead and zoom in and get a closer look. So this one actually is really a bit more interesting. So this is for main DPS Dehya. We'll check out support next. So Beacon makes sense. Wolf's Gravestone makes perfect sense. Akumaru actually makes more sense than you might think, especially considering that they're mentioning Severed Fate. Yeah, this one's much better right off the rip. And the Sea Lord's actually pretty good because this thing buffs her burst. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm a little sad that they don't, again, mention Varakushas for main DPS. Like, Varakusha for main DPS is kind of like the sauce. Emblem Severed Fate is good. It's very good. They're similar. I think Varakushas is just a little better, though. It's more synergistic. But I have the same problem it had with the other one. Like, it only mentions attack. It doesn't, like, include HP or ER as an option. Their priority here... They mentioned the HP here, which is good. I put ER higher for main DPS. As for support, hey look, it mentions Beacon. There's that Fav Sword again. Again, no mentioning of goddamn Portable Power Saw is criminal. It's absolutely criminal. Fav Greatsword, but like, I guess if you're just batterying, sure, but like, again, there's just, this isn't it for me. That Greatsword. Is that Greatsword? I don't think this works how you'd want it to work. Because you can't have two totems up, and you're just like, it just gives you the option to reposition again. I guess. But then, like, you can, like, get a little bit more energy with it, and then it's off cooldown easier. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's weird. That's weird. Seriously, Portable Power Saw, guys. It's good on her. Trust me. Just put it on her. It's great. Then we got the Craft It one from Inazuma. We talked about this one earlier. This one's actually quite good. This is an interesting weapon. Fairest Shadow. What's this one do? Fairest Shadow. Fairest Shadow. Oh, it's the HP claim one. When HP falls below, increase 70% charge attack damage. Huh. Huh. Seriously, where the hell is Portable Power Saw? I take the bell, yeah, even. And then HP, HP, HP. Yeah, that's generally what I recommend for like just a basic sub DPS. And hey, check it out! Tenacity! Yeah, Tenacity in the middle of this. Makes a lot of sense. It's just kind of good. What else we got here? Dehya's best weapons. So for DPS, Bacon of the Rid Sea. Perfectly good weapon. Obviously signature. Very good. Wolf's Gravestone. Solid. Akumaru. Good. Luxurious Sea Lord. Unfortunately out of reach for a lot of people. But cool weapon. I actually think this is decent on her. Again, where... Blazing Sun. Seriously, Malvika's weapon. Just trust me. It's good. This one, it still recommends Beacon as for a support build, which, yeah, that's fine. And then, yeah, it's just this weird lineup. Hey, look, the bell! Hey, look, they remembered the bell exists. Where's Portable Power Saw? Where's the Portable Power Saw? Stop hiding it from me. No mention of Thousand Blazing Suns. Super strange. And then we got the artifact sets. So we got Emblem, Varakushas. I think I'd put Varakushas above Emblem, even in DPS. I'd never give her Sea Lord because Beto exists and she lives in a boat. Fair enough. But I'd put Varakushas above Emblem. I think Emblem's easier to grind for, because there's more reason and more characters that use Emblem than Varakushas. But there's a few characters that like two-piece Varakushas, so I don't think it's that bad. But they're somewhat interchangeable. This doesn't bother me that much. This one's interesting. Two-piece Crimson Witch, two-piece ER. I would even consider like just straight-up four-piece Crimson Witch at that point too. And there's probably a couple other options I could think of, like two-piece HP, two-piece Crimson Witch I think is good too. Like, there's a lot of options, but this is okay. And for support, tenacity, and hey, look, they also remembered Noblesse Oblige exists. Isn't that crazy? And no mention of Cinder City. I can sleep easier at night now. What else we got here? Focusing on increasing HP, crit rate for Fav Greatsword. A lot of talk on Fav Greatsword. And they talk a lot about the team comps here. A lot of similar carryover from the other ones. So, like, Burn Melt. Interesting that they both use Ganyu Burn Melt as their example. I like this team, actually. I like Burn Melt. It's kind of interesting, actually. And then they have a whole list of characters you can do. And then the free-to-play is set up, which is the exact same as Game 8. And then we get to the Ascension materials and all that. Okay, so I will say, if you need to get your Dehya build from anywhere and it's not from me, go with Game With. This is just a better guide. Straight up. This is just a more accurate guide for what she can do and what she is. I think there's some stuff here I don't agree with, but like, it's nothing like atrocious. This is atrocious. I like Game 8. I like that they have the resources and what they help out with both building characters and like getting stuff done in Genshin and quest guides and stuff. They're really useful and really helpful, but this ain't it, Chief. Whoever wrote this hates Dehya. This is not written by someone who likes Dehya. This is written by like an intern who got told they're making a Dehya build today and they're like, ew, Dehya! This was made with hate and malice. Can I not use Noblesse for Dehya? I don't feel like wasting my resin on Bloodstain. No, you don't have to use it on her. It's fine. It's a reasonable option. Here's the thing. If you're ever farming for Noblesse, just strong box it. Straight up. Just don't even bother doing the domain. The domain sucks. I love checking the builds for my characters in these websites. Dwindled over the years. Yeah, but this is not great. Like, this isn't like the greatest thing ever, but this was just bad. And here's the thing, I don't think their other character builds are like this. Like, I've looked at it, and I've taken a look at multiple character builds on, like, other characters, popular or not, and they're not like this. Like, here's a character who's also lowly rated. Like, and look, it has weapons that make sense for her. Like, this is stuff that, like, I would absolutely consider on her. Nude Clam, Songs of Days Past. Yeah, like, I'd also consider just HP. I'm surprised that's not, like, referenced here at all. Just HP healing bonus or HP, yeah. Look, it even includes, like, double Geo teams and stuff, and Hyper. Like, look at these. Like, this is so much better. It even has, like, a DPS build for funsies. Like, look at this. Like, it's not just because Dehya is unpopular. I think it was actually written by someone who just doesn't like her. Whew. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. No hate to Game 8, and you know what? I'm gonna probably keep using them as a resource. They're a great resource for stuff. Oh, buddy, but man, their Dehya build is not good. Dehya builds online are always going to be troubled because she's A, not popular, lots of people don't like her, and I feel like she's really misunderstood. People don't understand. A lot of people in the player base do not understand the actual value of Dehya. And it's because there's so much misinformation and so much, like, just general distaste and hate for the character since her release. And she never really recovered. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me crash out for probably like 30 minutes. God damn. Cheers. Now, if you need help building your Dehya, come to the Genshin helpline today at twitch.tv/LordSpriggs. I'll show you how Dehya is actually built. Cheers.